What's up, people? This is a lot of clown emojis. Oh, I'm missing something. There we go. Hey, 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 hey. What's up, people?
Oh,
this is a lot of clown emojis. Oh, hey, that's a lot of echoes. Sorry, guys. I always do that. What's up, guys? Welcome to the show. Today we're honking around. Honk Honk. And we're going to talk about the ridiculousness that is the crypto scene. And so before we go any further, I would just like to make one thing clear here. So excuse me while I set this video up very quickly. I hope you enjoy my nose. I had to go to Hobby Lobby to get this, and it was like they only came in packs 10, so I have 10 of these right now. So anyways,
The idea that this particular meme has anything to do with white supremacy, but more often it's being used to display nihilism, to display like generally the idea of a clown world, the idea of we might as well fucking laugh and just do off the wall shit. Who cares? Because the world is basically ending. It's almost a doomsday mentality.
I used to think the future of Western civilization was a tragedy, but now I realize it's a comedy. Or as one post described it, taking the honk pill is a declaration of freedom and an act of philosophical transcendence. It is the simultaneous acknowledgement of the black pill with the decision to avoid its attendant nihilism by consciously choosing to seek joy, to seek adventure, to seek light-hearted and self-amused mastery in the midst of all the chaos. The honk pill is a philosophy unto itself, and perhaps in these trying times, it's just the medicine this broken world needs. As our entire culture is bathed in atomizing, consumerist, celebrity at all costs nihilism. Because the way we've been brainwashed into living and consuming creates a breeding ground for loneliness, despair, and mental illness. Because we've been taught that people who think differently are a danger to
Bitcoin.
that they must be ostracized, bullied, and censored into silence. Who's responsible for all that? The media. Silicon Valley, puritanical woke outrage mobs.
Is it just me? Or is it getting crazier out there?
Any deviation from the dogma, any hint of dissent, and the transgressor must be punished as a message to others. This idea that the only rational reaction to the increasing insanity that identity politics and political correctness has wrought on the world is to don a clown mask and honk a horn. The media, of course, savaged this meme as another dog whistle for white supremacists and deadly incels. For me, the Joker's erratic yet strangely satisfying dance moves were kind of a cathartic realization and embracement of the whole clown world meme.
So yes, the honk has been associated with some right-wing crazy shit, but at the end of the day, it's really a nihilistic movement because we're all gonna die someday. So. Yeah, so here is my that was saving that one for last one. So we're gonna start this one off here. So basically it's just me gonna show you if you're a crypto noob and you're coming into the crypto world, specifically Twitter, because that's where the most of the personalities are, and that's where they live and kind of where they shine. Yes, people on YouTube. Yes, people on different platforms. But again, everybody just kind of congregates on Twitter. So that's kind of what I'll be focusing on here. But here we go. Maxi Clown World. Peter McCormick bought one of Jimmy Song's hats for $13,000. Surely this would be going to charity. Nope. This money is going towards the distribution of Jimmy's latest book. And it's kind of weird. In this article, they say that Peter was disappointed that like Jimmy had other hats or something too, and he won one of the first 2 print runs of the hardcover. So, apparently this is like a cool thing because you bought a hat for $13,000 and you're gonna help this dude's distribution. Honk Honk. I don't know what else to say besides Honk Honk. And here we go. Here's another tweet. Do it for the likes. And yeah, oh no, I don't have my hat. Oh no, do it for the honks. Some other I always talk shit about Lightning Network. It's always a work in progress. But apparently they are still getting funding, which is fine. Again, like they're a private Acinic. I guess I haven't said that out loud before, but they've raised $8 million. And oh gosh, I gotta go to this dude's Twitter because he's honking. People need a better user experience when they use Lightning, but that's only possible if real improvements are made on the protocol level, which take time. With this funding, we'll be here for years. Because kind of the thesis of the saw. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I hope you're enjoying the ridiculous so far. I'm here to have fun. Even when people say Bitcoin isn't for payments, which doesn't make any sense at all. But yeah, basically BTC cannot be used, the base layer, as a payment system, so they have to pretend to create something on top of it that will use a payment system, which by definition isn't secure as the underlying blockchain. So, anyways, still talking about Bitcoin Magazine. Wait, why is this? Did they delete this tweet? Oh, they totally did. Anyways, they were talking shit about. I didn't realize they deleted this tweet. So Honk Honk, people make fun of them enough. They deleted a tweet because you basically ratio them. But anyways, they were talking shit about Roger. Oh god, what was the tweet? Now that I have to think, they were. Man, I know somebody. It was Bitcoin Magazine. It was the Aaron guy. It was saying something like. God, I forget what it is. Either way, it was making fun of Roger because he uses Bitcoin Cash at grocery stores. And so I posted one of my videos that's saying spice is the brutal truth and they are soy based. And I believe they have deleted the tweet. I'm logged in on my other account, which isn't blocked by other things. And so Lena Sachet, if you didn't know, she's the girlfriend of Samson Mao, and they always tweet
Shout out to the
honkers. They always tweet like couple pics together, and it's like strange. I don't know why you would like constantly tweet out pictures of you and your significant other on social media. It's like a high school thing, and they like make fun of it, calling it cringe. Like, oh, here's some more cringe for you, and then they just like keep posting it. So I'm not sure what they're up for. But anyways, so BitPay announced they're gonna accept Ripple, which is like fine. Again, it's a private company, but it is the biggest crypto merchant point of sale. What's up, Pavel? And they are now accepting Ethereum as well. And then, so of course, the Bitcoin maximalists, they got to boycott anything that isn't pure Bitcoin maximalism. So she says, at this point, I'm thinking it might be better for BitPay to stop accepting Bitcoin. Then at least the shitcoin branding would be consistent. And so what do you do to people that help push your coin forward? You say, hey, we don't want you, because, you know, that makes sense, because Bitcoin isn't for payments. And here's some other Joker things. Is the UASF was basically a bunch of people on Twitter with hats that barked at seals that could destroy them with one swing, but they pussied out. Seals obviously represent the miners, and that dog represents social media. Honk honk. Dan Heddle says, oh man. Okay, so he's talking about the Hong Kong protests, and yes, the Hong Kong protest is horrible, and I side with the Hong Kong protests. And there's like, apparently there's rumors of a bank run, and so anyways,
is Bitcoin's narrative, and you know, is it well known to be that good, you know, good safe haven asset? I don't think that narrative has propagated enough. So when we look at these all-time high trading volumes, we're only looking about like $1.5 million in a week.
Right. We're not talking about huge volumes, but relative.
Right. It's more than it's been before, or close to all-time highs. However, I'm cautiously optimistic. I think in the future, you know, maybe a few years from now, when Bitcoin's brand awareness and understandability as that hard-to-seize asset becomes, you know, permeates the consciousness of the world, then in moments like this, we'll see billions move in a week. So, you know, I'm excited to see the volume being high, but it's still very, very small. So I think we've got a lot of room to grow here now. Narratives propagate very quickly. Stories
Really?
and narratives and memes propagate fast. So there could be a moment here when truly people's bank accounts are seized, and that's the moment when people go, "Whoa, Bitcoin's awesome." I mean, maybe I take 20% and put it in Bitcoin, because Bitcoin still is very volatile. So it makes people that don't have
Hodl with Heddle.
savings, makes their life a little bit hard to plan around their expenditures if the purchasing power of that money fluctuates quite a bit. But those who can take money out of the system or take some of their money out may choose to do that in Bitcoin.
Okay, yes. Cryptocurrency and Bitcoin cannot be seized by any government that wants to take it from you. It cannot be frozen. Your crypto accounts cannot be frozen. But what's the point of an asset, of a currency, if it costs $1 or $2 to spend? If you're not supposed to spend it places, what's the point of even having it, right? And yes, I am not arguing against the store of value narrative in the respect that it's censorship resistant. What I am arguing is that you need both that and a payment system to actually be a money. And as we will see, apparently Bitcoin's not supposed to be money anymore. And speaking of shitcoiners, Pomp, he's always on TV, always talking about, Bitcoin's going to go up forever, or like just hodl, right? And he always talks shit about shitcoiners, and then all of a sudden he's interviewing the CEO of Ripple, a completely centralized cryptocurrency. And it's stay true to your word. If you're going to talk all this shit about these other coins, why? Why? But back to the Lightning Network, the first castle hold, which is financial sovereignty, is what they call it when you run your own node and nobody can shut you down because you run your own node, which is it's what's the correct word for this? It's a over exaggeration of what you need to use Bitcoin. Some could say it's a push by these companies to sell you nodes. But it's kind of silly because they have a cord that plugs into itself. And we'll go into the node thing a little bit in a second. And of course, this is the lady who went in front of Congress to advocate for Bitcoin. And she is promoting this node in a box system. Gosh, this honkler's up in my ass. And going back to the original video that I showed with Paul Joseph Watson, basically about the cancel culture, right, is what he was referring to. And of course, he was referring a lot to like the political SJW type stuff. And it has translated into Bitcoin. And while Roger did do this whole jackness thing on my show to begin with, I didn't linger on it. And I was just like, whatever, like, okay. And then he tweeted about it, and apparently it's vile to think some people have a relationship. And I believe from this somewhere Andreas said he blocked him. And so this is like the cancel culture. Get rid of this guy because he doesn't fall in line with what I think, but in line with the SJW thought. Renee Pickart, which I've also done a video about, one of the Lightning Network developers, who's actually writing a book with Andreas, mastering the Lightning Network, which how do you master something if it's never finished? So I don't really understand how that works. But he says he likes gender diversity, and he's trying to get 25 to 33% female participants. And again, like, I'm not against diversity. I love women, right? I love women. But why would you not just go for the best developers you can instead of shoehorning this in and try and get the next Starkness? Kind of silly. Another Clown World. Rhett. Well, a couple things about Rhett. I'm not taking this against Rhett. I think Rhett's a good guy. But he calls out Tone Vase. And if you don't know who Tone Vase is, he's like basically the clown of crypto. And I don't even have any tabs pulled up for him. But he like has these very strong opinions, and he always is in debates with Roger Ver about Bitcoin. And he didn't even know that, like, very recently, he didn't even know that you had to run your own node to use Lightning. but yet he's a Bitcoin thought leader and has how many followers? A couple 100,000? Yeah, 193,000. So this is one of the people that you see when you first come into crypto, right? And Rhett calls him out. But one thing Rhett also does, which is kind of funny, and again, this is just clown world. It's funny, right? Like, he's having a good time. He does a thing called 800cc, where he essentially he started out. Rhett's story is that he started out with $800, and now he's a multimillionaire. And so started with $800, and he basically like just gives out Bitcoin to people. And he's kind of accumulated a Filipino like army of people that post on his tweets. So it's kind of funny. So if you want to get more followers, just give out a bunch of Bitcoin. And then one thing we'll talk about here is Gab. And so Gab promotes itself as a censorship-free alternative to Twitter, because Twitter sometimes deletes controversial topics and hides swear words and whatnot. And then what Gab comes around and does is, first of all, they posted this. The thing they're replying to: if 3/5 of the biggest global Bitcoin miners are based in China, does investment not ultimately represent direct material support to the Chinese regime? So they're saying if you support Bitcoin, no, you support China. And then he says, nah, when we get done, everyone is going to be their own node, freedom nodes. And it's this warped way of thinking that you need to run a node to like be properly in the Bitcoin economy. Like, I literally never ran a node. Like, I don't give a shit. I don't want to run a node. Like, I know the economy's out there. People are going to run nodes. And that's a whole nother story, a whole other video on that. But freedom nodes, apparently. And so we had somebody saying 80% of the world lives on less than $10 a day. Fees on BTC are 50 cents per transaction. Why would anyone run a node on a network they can't afford to transact on? Right. Logic. Doesn't even say anything about Bitcoin Cash. And he says, that's what Lightning Network is for. No one wants BCH, Bitcoin Cash. It's not Bitcoin. In fact, we will go out of our way to educate our users so they know the difference and aren't deceived. And first of all, let's unpack this just a little bit here. He says no one wants BCH, Bitcoin Cash. So apparently, if you talk about the fees on BTC, you're automatically a Bitcoin Cash supporter, because if you don't like BTC, well, oh, Jesus Christ. Where did he come from? Okay. He is around, dude. Oh my God. I have this. Oh, that honkler, man. I was trying to get him. Oh, man, that honkler, man. Anyways, so first of all, these are two different things. It's not Bitcoin. Yes, Bitcoin Cash is not BTC. It is a version of Bitcoin. Anybody that says it's not is lying to you. And yeah, it's just like this. It's this social media site that prides themselves on censorship, and then they go and use their own brand and say no one wants to use this. And there's this whole community that I'm a part of that would use it. And so the only logical thing to say here is maybe none of the BCH people want to use Gab because they're actively hostile to the community. Maybe Gab, maybe Torba, maybe, dude, you're pushing a Ponzi scheme if all you do is hodl and run nodes. Sorry. And so I did want to look at Gab a little bit more. And so I went to their site and I said, a social network that champions free speech, individual liberty, and the free flow of information online. All are welcome. Well, Gab, I don't feel welcome on your site. So sorry. And to wrap this up here, we're going to keep this nice and short today. Crypto Clown World, I could literally go on for all day. And this is kind of the classic thing. And this was before Bitcoin Cash even was forked, like 10 months beforehand. Samson Mao, the chief strategy officer of Blockstream, who hires a couple core devs and pushes the extremism of the BTC core camp. Do they control Bitcoin? Do they push their second layers? Yes, they do. And that's kind of the hope of what Bitcoin is riding on. And if the base blockchain works on BTC, then Blockstream has no product they can sell. So they have no incentive to fix the base chain when they develop a second layer. And he says Bitcoin isn't for people that live on less than $2 a day. You're imagining someone with your knowledge and background that is poor at Falkvinge. And so who is he referring to here? Well, oops, I missed the link. Give me 1 second here. Jesus, he's honking out, honking everywhere. And so this literally just came out today. Why is Bitcoin Cash harboring a pedophile? And I was like, what the fuck is this? It was posted in some random Telegram chat. And so apparently, because Rick Falkvinge did an article basically saying that child porn, this is a topic I don't really want to get into, but anyways, he says child porn should not be illegal, possessing it. And basically for the same reason that it's not illegal to film a murder, it's not illegal to possess film of a murder. Of course, he's not advocating for child porn, not advocating for that. But then all of a sudden you go to this. And it's like, okay, this dude just wants Bitcoin to work. Like people that actually use Bitcoin for payments. And now people are calling him a pedophile. So welcome to the fucking future, crypto guys. Nothing matters besides your bags. And if you want to spend and use your crypto and merchants, well, use Bitcoin Cash, because Bitcoin Core is a clown world and everybody is looking to push their own brand and is very sensitive to rumors, I suppose. And Falkvinge, honketh thy horn. BTC is ICO for LN. Tips are not going through, by the way. Oh no. But anyways, I'm gonna wrap this up here on YouTube and head on over to DLive. Link is in the description. We'll wrap it out with this. Honk Honk. If you want to actually see what's going on here, I'm gonna run it again so you can see what's going on underneath all this crap. Because it's literally just homie having a good. It's literally just homie having a good time. Like he's just honking around. The world is ridiculous, so we might as well have a fun time. And everybody's a clown. And don't take anybody seriously. Make sure you do all your own thinking, because the top people in Bitcoin world, when it comes to popularity, they're just looking for their own brand. They might have some Bitcoin coin. They might have some Bitcoin, might not. But it's a brand pushing thing. And if you constantly look at influencers as your source of information, especially the ones with hundreds of thousands of followers, they're just looking to get on the next TV segment. They're just looking for the next buck. And so stay vile, stay truthful, and as always, stay spicy and honking. Stay honking. Honk honk. All right. See ya, YouTube. Catch me on DLive.